Hello kids and welcome to English Honeydew Unit 5, The Summit Within Part 1. This motivational story is written by HPS Ahluwalia. Major Haripal Singh Ahluwalia, that is HPS Ahluwalia, was born on 6 November 1936. He is an Indian mountaineer, author, social worker and retired Indian Army officer. During his career, he has made contributions in the fields of adventure, sports, environment, disability and social work. He is the 6th Indian man and 21st man in the world that climbed Mount Everest. Really, it's an achievement to climb Everest. Not at all an easy task. Let's see the introduction of this chapter. Major HPS Ahluwalia was a member of the first successful Indian expedition. Expedition means a journey with a purpose to Mount Everest in the year 1965. In this lesson, he tells us how he felt as he stood on the Everest. Summit means the highest point of a hill or mountain. Hill means a smaller altitude and the taller one is the mountain. Within means inside. Before you read, Major HPS Ahluwalia was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1965. How did he feel when he stood on the highest point in the world? Let us hear his story in his words. Climbing the summit and then the more difficult task of climbing the summit within. How he battled not only physically to reach the highest peak, but how he battled within himself with all the emotions. Of all the emotions which surged, means arose suddenly, through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles means to a distance, of panorama, that means view of a wide area. Below us, okay, so he's sharing his experience being on the top and looking down and viewing the wide panorama below him. The dominant one, means the most prominent one, I think, was humility. When he reached on the top, he felt very humble. He was not having any pride. The physical in me seemed to say, thank God it's all over. When he stood there, he was so humble and he said, thank you to the Lord because it's all over. All difficulty, all the hardships, all the efforts which he had to take, it's all over. However, instead of being jubilant, very happy because of the success of his achievement, there was a tinge of sadness. There was a small sadness. Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing? So he is thinking, am I sad because I have already reached to the top and there is nothing more than that? And there would be nothing higher to climb and all roads hereafter would lead down. Now there is nothing to go higher, only he could do is go down. By climbing the summit of Everest, you are overwhelmed, overjoyed by a deep sense of joy and thankfulness. Such a wonderful human being he is. He is so humble and so thankful to God. It is a joy which lasts a lifetime, definitely, to reaching the top of the Everest. It's a memory for a lifetime. The experience changes you completely. The man who has been to the mountains is never the same again. As I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summit. Now what he's talking about, the other summit? The summit of the mind. Children, to climb such a mountain which is covered with snow, any time anything could happen. There is no fixed path. In all such conditions, you should have a very strong mind. That's why he is again and again mentioning the summit of the mind, the determination which kept him going. No less formidable and no easier to climb. It was not at all an easy task. Formidable means it was many times when he was in his journey, there was many fearful situations, but he has overcome all that. Even when getting down from the summit, see, once you climb up, again it is difficult to come down. Don't think that climbing up is difficult, climbing down is easy. No. Once the physical exhaustion had gone, means he was so exhausted to reach on top, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. Why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? Why is thinking so deep? It was already a thing of the past. See, he has written this story, the experience after the climb, after he has already achieved the climb which he wanted to reach the toppest peak. He's thinking why I am writing it down now. It has become a past, something done yesterday. With every passing day, it would become more remote. Means memories may fade. And then what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? All these thoughts led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. It's just a moment. It is not easy to answer the question. The simplest answer would be, as others have said, because it is there. What is there? Mount Everest is there. It presents great difficulties. Man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. The obstacles in climbing a mountain are physical. A climb to a summit means endurance. Endurance means with much difficulty, persistence to keep on going, and willpower. Willpower is very important, children, for doing any task, not only climbing the mountain. Any task you need a strong willpower, which gives you confidence. The demonstration of these physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating, very exciting, as it was for me also. I have a more personal answer to the question. From my childhood, I have been attracted by mountains. Okay, from a very young age, he always wanted to climb mountains. He was very attracted by it.